Joining us now on Radio Exposed is Matt and Dane from Rattlesnake Gunfight. Welcome to the show, boys.
Hey guys, nice to meet you.
All right, so how did Rattlesnake Gunfight get their start?
Well, we've known each other for years, but about 3 years ago, we just came off the road with different bands, and we were kind of starting to do country stuff with those bands, but then me and Maddie got together and decided we wanted to do something just new. We'd grown up listening to punk rock, so we knew we wanted to do that, so we thought we'd try to do a few covers, and yeah, it turned out all right.
Well, yeah, it's some of the stuff I've heard so far. I've actually, before the interview, I was listening to some of the stuff, and yeah, you guys are doing a good job.
Yeah, thanks. I think it's important that you need to rock out a bit too and have a bit of fun with it. So
definitely, and we'll be talking about the videos later. But yeah, I'm actually watching Another Innocent Girl just kind of in the background of the interview, just just something to look at.
Yeah, we just did that because we're like, oh man, we want people to see this, and YouTube was the only real place where we knew people would search for that song. So we thought we'd just have to cut a video. So we just did it in a rehearsal studio with a friend of ours filming, and yeah, we put it up and people liked it. So it was good.
All right, so Rattlesnake Gunfight. Tell us how that name came about.
a few beers and a bit of brainstorming, and yahoo! Rattlesnake Gunfight. I love it. So yeah, that's what we stuck with.
A lot of ideas.
We wanted the most country sounding word. We wanted the most country sounding words, and we put them together, and that's what we came up with.
Yeah, after a few beers as well, Rattlesnake Gunfight sounded pretty good to me.
Yeah, a lot of good ideas came after a couple beers, haven't they?
Yeah, yes, they have.
You guys have...
And some bad ones.
No, I think in the last 24 hours, I think I'm guilty of that. So you guys have quite a unique style. What are some of the influences you guys have put into that, either like bands or just sounds that you guys have heard?
We've toured pretty heavily in Australia, and Australia is a very funny sort of place. A lot of desert, a lot of bush. So though we do come from rock and punk rock roots, we've got to listen to some of the best country music and all that sort of stuff. When you hear these musicians live everywhere you go, and these people are just brilliant, you start to pick up instruments yourself and change your style a little bit, and sort of that's just how it came about. And sort of in that we incorporated that, and that's how we got our sound. Really, is just influences from what we've seen and heard, basically on the road.
Yeah.
So with that country thing, like I'm watching the videos now, is the flannel shirts, is that part of like the country feel to it, or was there like a really good sale?
We're just having a bit of fun with that, actually.
No, there was a sale. Are you talking about the recent one where we all had the same shirt?
Yeah, like what was that? The Weezer cover?
Yeah. No, we what was with
there
that?
There are a lot of jokes made when everybody had to get into their shirts. It was sort of like, are we doing this? We're going to do this? We did it.
I think the reason why we all have the same is because in the Alkaline video, some people rocked up wearing the shittest shirts we'd ever seen. So this time we were like, all right, we'll just all wear the same thing. So let's keep the standard up.
All right, I've seen you guys. You're very active on Facebook, and you ask the fans like a lot of like, what should we cover and all that stuff. Can you work with any song? Can a fan request a song and say like, and you look at it like, I can do that, or are there some songs that came down the pike and they're like, no, we can't do that. Any songs like that?
I draw the line at Enya's. I draw the line at Enya's "Sail Away" or whatever that song's called, or "Toto Africa." We probably couldn't do that too well, but no, I think we could do pretty much everything.
Yeah. It depends, but like there are a lot of people that really hated the Alkaline song we did. I mean, there was more that liked it, but a lot of people really didn't like it. So it's it's up to the people listening, really.
I think as well, I'm a little bit shit scared that we might murder someone's song, so we're going to have to bloody, once one gets requested, we're going to have to work really, really, really hard to get this thing bloody good.
Yeah.
Now, have you talked or had any contact with anyone that you have covered? like Alkaline Trio or Modest Mouse or
Oh
anything?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we did a Lagwagon song, and Joey actually sang on it with us.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, he turns out to be one of the nicest guys in punk rock.
Yeah,
So,
we actually sent him what we were doing, and he wrote back asking if there was anything he could do to help, and we were like, man, it would be awesome if you could sing a verse, and so he did, and sent it back to us, and yeah, that we've actually taken that off YouTube, but we should put that back up.
yeah.
I don't know why I did that.
A few beers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, now with the music, you have a couple EPs out. Tell everyone how that would be available. I know it's on iTunes, right?
Yeah, just currently it's all available through iTunes. That's all we're going to do, really. Like, it's just so easy to put it up there and be able to sell it that way instead of doing the hard copies, just easy to download. We've got those 2 EPs, and then we're going to do this one that people request, the top 3 songs, and that's going to be released on 30th of November.
Yeah, I got that website up right now. You can vote on this. It's rattlesnakegunfight.com/land or regular/landing. I always call it /. It doesn't matter which way it's facing.
Yeah.
Back always flies out, but /landing, and you can vote, and there's links to get the 2 EPs.
Yes, there is. And we had our genius friend Tony made it, so he's a good friend to have.
Definitely, yeah. So like we have on the voting. So far, number 1 is the slowest drink in the saddest bar on the snowiest day in the greatest city, Lawrence Arms.
Yeah.
It's already fun to say. I mean, I think I already sang half the song.
I don't know if I can sing it. I can't even say it.
And I see a couple Alkaline Trio songs. You guys, it seems to be you guys are drawn to Alkaline Trio. Are you guys big fans?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I am, I'd say, more so than Dane. I've grown up with them, and I was listening to them back when they were on Asian Man Records.
Yeah, that's where we go back to.
I don't know who they were with there, but in Australia they were released with Asian Man Records.
Yeah.
So a long time I've been loving Alkaline Trio as one of my favorite ever bands.
Have you seen them live yet?
I have. I was pretty shit-faced drunk, so I hope they come out again soon.
So was Matt, wasn't he? I think Matt fell over on stage.
Yeah, I think he did too.
And split his head or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, growing up in Chicago, we were able to, watch Alkaline Trio grow, like in the late 90s or early 2000s. So some of those early shows were some of the best concerts I've ever been to.
That would have been awesome. And if they could come out and play a ripping live set and then do an acoustic set after, it would be an absolute treat for Australians.
All right. So with the songs that you decide to cover, like, is there a song where you started doing it and for whatever reason you're like, let's just throw that away?
Yeah.
There's been a few. Sometimes you just can't get the same energy. Or the original's just so good, you look at what you've done, you go, nah, this is just a watered down version of it. So, what were some of the songs that we did?
I think we did some, maybe a No Use for a Name song.
Oh, we did a No Use for a Name song.
It was okay, but...
It was alright, but yeah. And, we did a Get Up Kid song that we actually put on YouTube, but we kind of didn't like and have taken it off, but we put it back up on our Facebook.
Yeah, I saw that earlier today on Facebook.
Yeah. So we weren't too happy with that one, but we put it up anyway, share it with everyone.
Now, have you guys thought about doing original, or do you have any original material out there?
Yes. Oh, we don't have anything out there at the moment. We are original and writers ourselves, and we have toured pretty extensively with our own music. But as a unit with this band, Dane and I are working on stuff for originals, and hopefully we can put it out sometime sort of soon. It's just a matter of getting it together and getting our shit together really, and starting to get it out there and plug it.
Yeah, we sticking with the covers for now because it just seems like a fun thing that everyone's kind of enjoying. So no one really seems to be doing covers exclusively.
You can tell Dane's the business end of the
You got the lawyer sitting next to you too?
Yeah, he'll get the plugs in, all the stuff here, and I'll talk about beers and girls and say yeehaw a lot. So I'm hoping you picked up on this already.
Oh, yeah.
If you've got a question about beer or anything, ask me.
Oh, we'll be talking beer later. I got our salesman's working on sponsoring that right now, actually. Like, get a beer company out because we're gonna be talking beer later. So on Facebook, you mentioned you're planning a U.S. tour. Is that
yes?
What cities are you looking at? And is Chicago going to be one of them?
Chicago, definitely.
We've kind of built this band off this Alkaline cover, and it's all seemed to come from Chicago straight up, so we couldn't miss it.
Statistics say Chicago's the place to be. And I really want to go to Chicago, so let's spend a couple of weeks there, hopefully. But if we get a week, I will take it.
Yeah, it is a beautiful city. I would like to visit Sydney too.
Oh, come!
It's great.
We do
in the summertime though. There's a bit of a drag.
Yeah, we'll do a live show from Sydney in the summertime. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll be on it.
Only the best.
Well, it's a good time for me because I can get out of the Chicago winter to go to Sydney summer.
Yeah, it's pretty cold in Chicago in wintertime, isn't it?
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh boy. Our winter would be nothing for you over here.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Winter would be a summer for you, maybe.
Yeah, it's
Australia's pretty cold. We bitch about winter, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll do the it snows like only 12 inches. It's like I can still drive in this,
Yeah.
Can you hear the helicopter going past, can you?
I did hear the helicopter. I'm wondering if you guys can hear the planes. I live like right next to like the world's busiest airport. So there's planes just constantly flying over. So I'm hoping that doesn't get picked up.
All right.
All right. Coming up later in the month, there's going to be an Alkaline Trio tribute album coming up, and you guys are going to be a part of that with Pacific Ridge.
Pacific Ridge Records, yeah.
Yeah, Pacific Ridge Records. So you guys chose Another Innocent Girl. Did you have any other thoughts about doing another song? Or was it?
The guy, the record label contacted us and said they really liked that cover, and so we said, yeah, we'll let them use that, and then they wanted us to re-record it. That wasn't a live version, so we did. And yeah, we were thinking of doing Private Eye, but we decided just to go with what we had already done and that the record label liked, so that was pretty cool. Yeah,
later in the show we are actually going to be talking about, we're going to break down the entire album for, all the different versions that we've seen from the other bands. So, so far, like, yours is definitely one of my favorites, that I've heard. I've only heard like 6 of them. So some of the bands, some of the bands are slowly releasing their compilation, piece. So, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks before the album comes, we'll get to hear them all.
Yeah, we haven't actually heard any yet.
No, I don't think anyone sent us a copy. I haven't seen.
Oh, no, it hasn't been sent to us yet.
If you go to the Pacific Ridge website, they have like 4 different ones there. And then I looked at some of the other bands' Facebook pages, and some of them have released theirs. That's how I was able to find it.
No, there you go. We're pretty slack here in Australia. It's pretty laid back.
Matty just cracked a beer and it's 11.
It's like 11 in the morning. You were talking about beer and I just had some in the fridge, so.
Yeah.
I'm having a bit while I'm talking to you.
He's having a Carlton draft.
Yeah, here's what I wanted to get into. Like for Australian beers, Americans, they just look at the Foster's commercials. Like, oh yeah, those are funny. And that's it. Can you let the people know that there's more than just Foster's in Australia?
Right. In Australia, we don't even have Foster's. It's just a beer for export. So there's so much beer here. There's VB, which is Victoria Bitter, but everyone calls it. I won't get into other names that people call it. But it's by far like one of the most popular ones circulating, and it'll give you a massive headache if you drink too much of it too quick.
Okay.
But there's all sorts of beer. I guess just like America, you guys have your Buds and your Millers, is it?
Yeah, there's Bud Light, Miller Lite, Coors. Then
everyone seems to be drinking Japanese beer over here now, but
there was a little phase here too, just a little bit.
Okay, so you think this might be a flash in the pan? I hope so.
So, let's see, what are some of the beers I've tried? I'm an avid beer collector too. I had 700 different bottles of beer before I was kind of forced to take it down.
You drank them all?
Yeah. Yeah, what we would do is we would like get a 6-pack of just something, like we're like, okay, I don't have that, and we'll get the 6-pack, drink them all, and then put one empty bottle up. And we did that for 10 years before I was
who made you take it down, or did they go moldy inside?
Nah, I had an extensive cleaning thing before I put them up, so like it was like the apartment I moved into was just too small. Like, okay, now I'm cramped. Like, so. I had at least 3 feet worth of Australian, and a little bit was Cooper's. There was one I can't even find it on the website, but it's called Down Under Aussie Pale Ale.
Pale Ale.
Pale Ale. I don't know. I've never heard of Down Under Aussie Pale Ale. They might have.
We just call it Pale Ale.
We'll call it Pale Ale, but you can. Yeah, Cooper's does that probably. They've just probably rebottled it for you guys.
Same with Foster's. We haven't seen Foster's here since the 80s.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
People used to talk like this in Australia. They'd call it Australia. You didn't say toilet, you said toilet. Some people still do. But.
Yeah, with that, I've only had the beer once, and it was like amazing. And what it was a mix and match 6-pack. So you get single bottles and you turn it in. It's like, $6. There you go. And it's the only time I ever had it. I never saw it again. And I'm like, oh, okay. I had Phantom beer. That's the only thing I could think of.
Awesome. You can buy a brewery down here for really cheap. Stick some Makubra hats on top of your beer bottle. Sell it to the Japanese. You'll never work again.
That's a good. Okay, I'm writing that down right now.
Come on down.
Now, is your lawyer involved in this? Because I don't want any copyright crap from you guys.
No.
All right, so some more stuff that you do on Facebook. You guys do a lot of cartoon stuff too. A lot of Simpsons stuff. Huge fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you had
Nathan want to talk to more about this one. He can answer the questions better.
Yeah, you guys had a caption contest on Facebook. Like, so you get a free EP if you guessed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys.
Futurama.
You guys interact a lot with the stuff. You guys have a lot of fun on Facebook. I think that's important that a lot of bands don't really take advantage of.
Yeah, well, you got to, man. Like,
it's especially good because we're not out touring right now, and we're used to having to hang around with people wherever you go. You meet all these people, you don't know anybody in that town until you get there, and you walk out with a whole bunch of friends. And this is a chance to do this again. But instead, we're finding friends in America, England, and all over the place. And what a cool tool to use just to get your stuff out and meet people.
Yeah, it's no band. There's no excuse anymore for any band not to talk to people on their Facebook and stuff because it's just so easy. Everyone's got phones now, and it's so easy to stay in contact.
At least give like one of your friends, like, yeah, here's my password. Go talk to my fans. At least do that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And about personal stuff as well,
So before we let you go, are there any bands that you are like, I want to cover that band, or like I want to do some type of tribute thing? Like, is there any bands that aren't being guessed or voted on that you're like, I hope someone votes on this?
There's a million things we'd love to do.
I'm a huge fan of All.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've heard of them or not, but All are probably my favorite band that I like to do something of.
There's a lot of covers I'd like to do that they fit different genres, but I think if I had to say one, I'm hoping that Private Eye from Alkaline Trio gets voted in, because that would just be so gnarly to play with with the band and the slides and banjos and just craziness. It would sound absolutely freaking nuts, I reckon.
I would love
what
to
do you
hear.
Want to?
I would love to hear a banjo on Private Eye.
Yeah, I think it could be an absolute winner. So.
Have you voted, Bob?
I have not yet, but I will once this whole thing's done. The computer's a little slow right now. I have to sign up, so.
Private Eye.
I guess I'll have to vote Private Eye.
Good on you, Bobby.
Official Radio Exposed endorsement for Private Eye.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
All right, Matt and Dane, thanks for joining us on Radio Exposed. It's been a blast. Hopefully we can keep in contact because, on Twitter and Facebook, it's so easy. So we'll definitely be pimping your stuff.
Definitely. Fantastic. We'd love to be on the show again. So you let us know.
All right, and here on Radio Exposed is Rattlesnake Gunfight with Another Innocent Girl.